Hello everyone, welcome back to That Cyber Guy. So today we are going to discuss networking fundamentals. So troubleshooting network with kalilinux, Metasploitable, and then Windows. Uh, we'll be diving into troubleshooting tips using Windows, as I explained, kalilinux and Metasploitable. Sometimes you may have issues connecting to a network, and I hope this video helps you.
Learn cybersecurity in no time.
Before we jump into the hands-on demonstration, let's quickly recap the troubleshooting tips we'll be covering today. So we'll be covering physical connections, verify IP configurations, use network diagnostic tools, and then other commands that come with the Windows operating system. The first troubleshooting tip is to check physical connections. This is crucial because even in the most advanced network setups, it can fail if the physical connection is not good. So now let's head over our Kali Linux terminal. We are going to use the ifconfig command to check the network interfaces. Now I am just using my Kali machine right now. And then if we what you can do first, you can just make sure that the physical connection is connected. If you're using Kali Linux or Windows, the first thing is make sure that the connection is there, and then we can just use the ifconfig. And hit enter, and then you can see the IP address is there, the network mask, etc. And now I also have my Metasploitable open, so I can just if I wanna just I can try to ping that server to see if the connection is there. So see, when I ping it, see and there's zero loss. The packet loss is 0. Now if I were to just ping something that is, like, for example, that doesn't exist, 3.4, if I just, when I stop it with Ctrl+C, this is 100% packet loss because this server couldn't be reached. Now the other thing that you can just do when it comes to Kali Linux, if you want to learn more about the ifconfig, you can just type ifconfig -h, which means that help. That's gonna show you all the command that you can use with your Kali machine. And then the other thing that you can do as well, you can, in addition to ping, you can actually use the traceroute. Traceroute is kind of cool because it tells you where the packet goes. It seems that you are going to a neighbor's house, and then you just set it a starting point and a end point. So this is the same. If I traceroute this, you see that it just reached the Metasploitable server quick because we are so close. The other thing that you can use is netstat. If you wanna see the network activities, netstat can just be a good one that can just tell you what's going on and all the services that are connected. So that's all that we have when it comes to troubleshooting network on Kali Linux, but we are going to spend more time with Windows because I know that many of you guys Windows users and you deal a lot with Windows. So what we are going to do here for our Windows machine, let's just go ahead and just open our command prompt. All right, so as always, so we are going to change the color. Let's just give it a red color today, color C, and then we are going to clear. There we go. Now the first thing that we are going to do, when it comes to troubleshooting connection on Windows, is make sure that like the connection, there's no like blocking. For example, sometimes you may have a DNS issue. By the way, DNS is crucial for you to connect to the internet. For example, when you type your URL into your web browser, the DNS server is responsible for resolving that domain name into the corresponding IP address of the server hosting the website. So when you type google.com, so the DNS take care of that. Now, sometimes you may have issues. You may be able to connect. You have your Wi-Fi is enabled, but you cannot connect to the internet. Sometimes it might be an issue with your ipconfig. So when it comes to ipconfig, we have for Linux, as we stated, you saw that we did the ifconfig. The ifconfig, we can actually go back to our Kali machine. Ifconfig. Yeah, we did that already. You see, the network interface and everything. But for Windows, we have ipconfig. So, but with the ipconfig, you can do much more instead of the ipconfig. The ipconfig on Windows tells you what's going on about your Windows, the IP address, the all the information about the connection utilities. But if you type that H, you're gonna see that you can do a lot of things with your with ipconfig. For example, if you there's something called DHCP. The DHCP, when you connect to a Wi-Fi, you have it can be static or dynamic, but the dynamic is the DHCP, which is a network protocol used to automatically assign and manage IP addresses and other network configuration information to devices within a local network. For example, if you're using DHCP, every time I connect to that Wi-Fi, they automatically give me an IP address. Now, sometimes if there's conflict between the IP address, I might have trouble to connect to the internet. So now, to just fix that issue, I'm not going to. You can type ipconfig on your Windows, and you hit enter. You're gonna see the information, your IP address. Now, if you're not just flush, there's something called flush DNS, ipconfig. Just type it. If you ever have issues connecting to the internet, this is the first thing that you may have to do. You flush the DNS. When you flush the DNS, this clear and reset the DNS resolver cache. This command can be useful if you're experiencing DNS related issues, because this command forces the system to require DNS servers for domain name resolutions. So if I just flush that DNS, I can just go ahead and flush that DNS, and then it's successful. Now, if I want a new IP address, I can just type ipconfig /release. You have to release the current IP that you have right now. And then someday it may take a minute. And then after that, once you release the IP, this is often used, when you want to obtain a new IP address from the DHCP server. Alright, let's just let it do its own thing. Alright. So now you see that it's a media disconnected, and as you can see that I just lost connection right now because I release my current IP address. And then once this is done, we have to type ipconfig /renew, which will just give us a new IP address so we can just move forward. Now, this takes kind of longer than expected. So, okay, you can type IP ipconfig /renew. All right, so this has been very so you can see right now I have my connection back. Everything just seems back to normal. All right, I can just clear the screen. Clear the screen. So now we discuss how you can just flush the DNS if you're having connection issues, or you can just release the current IP address you have and renew with, and where you get a new IP address. So one of the other important comment when it comes to troubleshooting or just even access is something called netsh. If we type netsh -h, that we can do a lot of things here. You can just do change the netsh VLAN context. You can just do IPsec interface, HTTP firewall, etc. So for example, if you go to a place and your friend, they don't want you to see or to know your Wi-Fi, their Wi-Fi, so sometimes they just go ahead and just type your the Wi-Fi for you and then give you your machine back. But now you can always find all the Wi-Fi that your laptop has been connected to. For example, with netsh, we can actually use the VLAN keyword to just see all the Wi-Fi that the laptop has been connected to, and then we can actually see the password of that Wi-Fi. For example, if I type netsh VLAN show profile, you see that my computer has been connected to some interesting Wi-Fi lately. So now if I want to see, for example, if I went to a friend's house and the Wi-Fi was the lane of the free and they didn't want me to know it, so I can actually come back and then show profile, and I can say key. Now you have to put the profile name, the lane, the free, and then key, the parameter equal clear. As you can see, this is the password of that Wi-Fi, which wasn't that secure at all. Now for your information, this is for training purposes, and that Wi-Fi doesn't really exist because I'll delete it after the video. But what you have to do, for example, now you see that video, how you can protect if someone was connecting to a Wi-Fi and if you don't want them to know the password. What you can actually do, you can just type start MS settings. So we are going to just go to the Wi-Fi settings. You can actually do it like to the search bar, but we are the cyber guy, we prefer to use comment. And this should just open the settings. As you can see here, I want you to pay attention. Look at that. So as of now, when I run the relink show profile, I have 3 profiles. So now if they land out the free, your friend is like, okay, I don't trust you. After you're done with your laptop, let me just go ahead and remove my Wi-Fi. They can actually come here and then manage network. They land off the free and forget that Wi-Fi. Now when you go home, you might be like, oh yeah, I'll know the Wi-Fi password, but you can't anymore, because if we run the same command, we link show profile, see that Wi-Fi name is no longer here. So that was very cool. This is all the thing that you can do to just troubleshoot your internet connection, your Wi-Fi, whether it is on Windows and Linux. By following these troubleshooting tips and leveraging the power of kalilinux, Windows, and Metasploitable, you can actually effectively identify and resolve common networking issues. Like, remember, a solid understanding of this fundamental is essential for any IT professionals. Now you have to understand that many of those commands, you may need administrative privilege to run them. So as a conclusion, we had some hands-on experience on about networking troubleshooting. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, or if you would like to see more content like this, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future tech tutorials. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy troubleshooting.